shipping continues to be an issue, and that's a global issue. We know there's external factors, but there's also certain measures that you have put in place, and there's internal factors. You spoke last week in relation to unscrupulous businesses also enjoying heavy protection from government, but not passing on the benefits to the people of Fiji. How are you dealing with this?
Vijay, that's a very good question, and you're absolutely right. The rising cost of living in some ways is a global issue. But if we compare what is going through in Australia, New Zealand, and in some of the other countries, then I am very pleased that some of the policies that we put in, as I said, we've maintained zero VAT on 22 basic food items. We have in the last budget, raised people's income. We are providing additional support through social welfare, subsidies for sugarcane farmers, non-sugarcane farmers, providing additional funding for Ministry of Health to continue with some of those subsidies. So all those social welfare schemes and support for our people, like back to school, in the last 3 years we've given about 150, close to about 120, $130 million directly to the students and their parents. So while we are doing that, we are also looking at how we can grow the economy, how we can provide more employment. And if you look at what has happened in the last 2 years, it's very clear that our economy has grown. Last year, every critic was saying, the tourism numbers will go down, the economic growth will go below 2%. We actually revised our growth forecast from 2.8% to 3.8%. And this year we are projecting 3.4%, and it could be more. So all that itself is creating jobs and raising people's income. Together with the minimum wage rise, we feel that we are providing ample support, ample avenue for people to raise their income to cushion or mitigate the impact of price rises, particularly for food. And as you said quite rightly, some of this is externally driven. Freight cost during COVID went up by 3, 4, 5 times. Although it's come down, it hasn't come down to a level that was there, pre-COVID. So some of those prices are still high. But the third important point that you raised, and we are dealing with this, and we are saying to these unscrupulous businesses, and businesses which are heavily protected. So when you protect businesses by duty, Vijay, the simple economics of that is this. If we charge high duty, we are expecting those industries, those players that are protected to raise production here. For example, we are giving 42% duty protection to chicken producers. Now we expect them, we want to support them, grow their industry. We expect them to produce all the chicken that the country needs. But if they are not investing in the factories and farms and producing more chicken and satisfying the demand and using the shortage to raise prices when we can't allow others to import, we have quantitative restrictions as well. I'm choosing this as an example because, and there are others like that as well, who are protected, but they do not pass the price to the consumers. So that is unacceptable. And the government is going to come hard on our policies, and we would look at this very carefully in the next budget, because we can't let our people suffer because we continue to protect industries, and then they don't improve the efficiency, they don't raise production so that the prices can be maintained at a reasonable level. So I think that's a very important point that you've raised, and government has already indicated that. I'm saying this very publicly, that we have to find ways, businesses have to cooperate with the government to work towards a situation where prices are reasonable for our people in some of the key areas, particularly meat and other products.